go on to Revolution Radio. I'm a.
Live stream, live stream. We all scream for live stream.
I don't know where Helen is.
Huh?
I have no idea where Helen is. Okay.
It's drama. It's what it is drama.
Okay. Skype. Okay, we're here. We have 1 minute to go. I love it.
Da-da-da-da. Live stream, live stream. We all scream for live stream. Oh, there you are. I see the actual post now. That's the one I can share from.
So we're going to go live now. So we're live now.
And I'm going to see more options. I want to say share to a group. I'm going to share it to the language lessons of the heart group. Maybe I'll send it to the person who.
We're live on Revolution Radio now.
Your idea is bring your voice. King Arthur had nothing on us. Here, Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. Many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom? Death is inevitable. I know that. One thing is certain, as free men, it is our right to Cosmic Oracle. She is a conduit to the powers that be to answer your questions about your future self, past lives, current career, love. She shines light into the darkness to illuminate what was, what may be, and beyond. The readings and advice given by Barbara Jean Lindsay are for entertainment purposes only. It does not take the place of any medical, legal, or financial advice given to you by qualified professionals and are not a substitute for medical, legal, or financial advice. If you need a doctor, call a doctor. If you need to be expanded, call
Hello and welcome everyone to the Cosmic Orical Show. This is your host, Barbara Jean Lindsay. It's Friday, January 28th? Yeah, January 28th. I mean, I was just here last week. It was like I just turned on the lights and turned them off and turned them back on again. This time has gone by so fast. I guess
there's a lot of static. Oh, there it goes.
Is there a lot of static? Are we okay?
I am, anyway.
Okay, how are you, Helen?
Yeah, there's a bit of static.
Oh, I wonder what that's from. Okay, let me
Some
turn.
kind of volume thing, something.
How's that? Is that better?
Still got a
It's less, but it's there.
Okay. Well,
give it
well,
a chance to warm up, because right now it seems to be okay.
okay, good, good. Okay, because so hey, that's not unusual for this show. This is my. I always forget what year it is. I'm pretty sure now I figured it out. It's my 7th year having a weekly show on Revolution Radio. It's always been the Cosmic Oracle Show, and we started out by doing psychic readings and healings for people live on air, and then it kind of went into following ET UFO because I was into that, into contact and experiences. And then, thanks to one of our guests, to our main guest tonight, Michael Harrell, he's the one who kind of turned me on to a whole Sasquatch part of me that I didn't know existed as well. And so we'll be interviewing him tonight. We have a co-host today. We have Helen Menez as our co-host. I'll be introducing you to her. And before we start, though, I would like to thank you for giving generously to Revolution Radio. We're an all volunteer station. No one gets paid for our time or effort here, and to help keep the lights on and the computers cool. If you could give a donation, we would really appreciate it. So just go to freedomslips.com. That's freedomslips.com and give whatever you can, $5, $10. Also, we are supported by a new company that I've been working on very diligently for the last 6 months, and before that for like 30 years, and that is Esoterra. And that you can go to esoterra.us. That's esoterra.us. Check us out. I think you'll like what you see there. And we give free readings on Tuesday, every other Tuesday at 2 p.m. live on Facebook. So go to our page, RSVP, and come join our network of fun people making some changes on the planet and lifting humanity's consciousness. So welcome, everyone. And I'll tell you a little bit about Michael. I met him on Facebook, so that's kind of interesting. I know Facebook gets a bad rap too, but we're just not going to go there today. I'm really thankful for meeting Michael. He is the founder of Language Lessons of the Heart, and that's what we'll be talking about today with Michael. And he has a Facebook page, Language Lessons of the Heart as well. And we'll be putting those.
My group, I have a Facebook page, Michael Harrell.
And he has a Facebook page, Michael Harrell, as well. And that's Michael Harrell. That's MICHAEL.HARRELL.1426. And you can check him out. We'll be putting those links in our comment page. And also, you might know Michael as the co-founder of Pork and Beans Show and a co-host.
Beans.
Pork and Beans, that's right. And all the work that he does regarding Sasquatch.
And two people already from the Pork and Bean Show, just because I just posted it over there. I think you got Brian Bland and Neil Bauman.
Oh, Neil.
From the Pork and Bean Show. Yay.
Yay, very good, very good. So welcome to our show, Michael. And I know right before the show, we talked about your language lessons of the heart. I've had you on the show before, and I know this is kind of new to our co-host Helen. So Helen Menez, welcome to the show. And so can we start off with, when did you create this? How did this come to you? What it's all about? And I know we're going to be doing some live healing work here today, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, we're going to do some little demonstrations that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, Language Lessons of the Heart is one of the. I've done this since like 1990s, back in the 1990s. That's when I did my Dark Night of the Soul, and before that, I was a yogi. I was I was into yoga, and I had met 4 enlightened men, and I got to the place where I had God realization. For anybody who doesn't know that, it means you meditate, and from time to time, the light turns on. That's, and then if the light turns on all the time, that's called an enlightened man or a master, right? You like that. So, but I'm kind of like not really that. I never got that far along. But I ran out of gas after 13 years of meditating. I ran out of gas, and I was just leaning up against this mango tree, and I ran out of gas, and got this universe inside my head, and they were talking. The universe was talking to me about if I wanted to take the job of being God, and I said, well, I don't really feel for it right now. It seems like a lot of responsibility for not very much return. So, but the whole thing was, it was like saying, listen, well, the whole thing was like to shake me up to go to another direction. So that was my last meditation after 13 years of meditating. It was my last formal Kriya meditation.
Yeah, yoga, yeah.
And then, like in the next few months, my cat ran away. I lost my job. My girlfriend and I broke up. That was a 10-year relationship. And so here I was in this dark night of the soul thing, and I'm going, wait a minute, I'm a saint. And here I am, my girlfriend left me and my cat ran away, and all this kind of stuff, right? But I was lucky. I had some really powerful girlfriends who were in the meditation community. And this one of them just said, Michael, you're out of touch with your emotional body. And I go, what's that? Really? I thought that was the whole thing. Meditation was the whole thing, but it wasn't, because the meditation doesn't really touch where your emotional issues are.
Mhm.
So that started me on this course correction and into having to deal with my own childhood issues and my relationship issues and my God issues and my identity issues, and and I was actually pretty messed up. I didn't know it. The reason why I spent 13 years meditating was because I didn't feel good enough, and like I didn't feel like I was worthy of love, and that God would have to be the only one who could love me. So I was became a devotee of God to try to get the love that I didn't get. You see what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
trauma is probably one of the main drivers for people who become these enlightened gurus. It's another reason why a lot of these enlightened gurus are kind of like off. You know what I mean? Because they became an enlightened being because of their trauma, and they never dealt with their trauma. So that's my story, how I started. And what happened was, I was reading some books on right use of will books, and at that time in the 90s, Primal Release, Primal Scream was happening.
right.
And I was lucky enough to get involved with a couple of therapists, and I tried that out a couple of times. And then I took a acting class, and Primal Release was part of the acting class, right? So it was that was pretty amazing. I took that for 3 years. So that means that like one night a week for in the I guess it was in the winter time, for 2 or 3 or 6 weeks or something. We would do this kind of motion release, then we'd do this acting thing, and it was really interesting because so I was doing my healing work at home, and then I did this motion release stuff, and what I did was I took that 13 years of meditation, and I was able to, when I connected to my emotional beings, I was able to see how they formed and how they evolved and how they fit together, and also how to heal them. And then when I started getting results, I'm going, oh my God, this is like amazing. And then I hit the books. I read about 200 books of psychoneuroimmunology and psychobiology and all this kind of stuff. I don't even remember them all now. They didn't make a lot of sense because what I was experiencing in my healing work was not talked about in psychology. They were still into like talk therapy.
Right.
You talk it out, and people talk it out for 15 years, and they, cost them $100,000 or something, and they're still talking it out. I think they're still talking it out.
I think you're right. It still exists, that's for sure.
but that's not what it is. So if, let's say, you have to go back, if you want to know about emotional healing, you have to go back to who we are. And who we are is energy beings. Energy beings. Yeah. We emerge from the field of energy, which is called the mother of everything, which is also one of the parts, which is
Oh, I
our
love
will.
that.
Huh?
I love that. The
The
mother of
mother of everything
I love that.
is one of our parts. You have spirit. I'll be talking about this. You can think about it.
Okay.
Spirit, heart,
hmm
will is in the belly down here, all the way down to the sex, and then your whole body. Those are the 4 parts of consciousness.
Okay. I
Think
like
of it like a rainbow.
Say it
You
again,
know,
Mike, for the listeners. So
huh?
say it again. What the
Spirit is in your head.
Uh-huh.
Heart is in this whole heart region. It's actually goes from your neck down to the rib cage. That's your heart region.
Mm-hmm.
And then your will is the bottom 3 chakras, starting from the bottom of your ribs all the way down to your poo-poo, your butt.
Mm-hmm.
That's where your will is. There's 3 chakras there. There's 3 chakras up here, 3 chakras at the bottom, and then in the heart takes 1 chakra from the throat and 1 chakra from your belly, and that makes the 3 chakras there.
Okay.
And there's colors and all that. That's basically the chakra thing. But then everything is expressed within the body by the body. So the body is its own thing. Body gets tired and so on. But anyway, who we are is we are energy beings first and foremost.
Okay, I like
We're the ghost in the shell. And we come and go from bodies, physicality, back to our invisible energy bodies.
Right.
Now, as energy bodies, right? When people die, they have a death experience.
Yep.
They get up there, they feel all kind of light and love and everything.
Yep.
And then they go to this thing called a life review. You ever heard of those?
I have. I didn't have one when I had my NDE, but a
But
lot of
almost all of your psychic impressions comes from the life review of people.
Okay.
It's the Akash. Okay, so the Akash is the darkness of space. That's the great mother.
Okay.
Right?
I did go
She's the
there.
great holder of everything.
I did go there.
Huh?
I did go there
Where?
to the Akashic record, to this pool, this dark pool.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of part of who we are. As energy beings, we record energy. Everything is energy. So this whole conversation I'm doing tonight is being recorded. And then when I die, I'm going to say, oh, I didn't do too good on Barbara's show. Or I did good,
You're
whatever.
fantastic. You are doing fantastic.
Huh?
You're doing fantastic. This is fun.
Good.
I'm having fun. Helen looks having fun.
This is probably one of the most important understandings that there can be as a human being. What we do as energy beings, and then what we do in this physical body, is we have experiences, and every experience has a frequency and an understanding, a meaning, and a context, and a flow, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking to you, you're listening, and I'm whatever. Okay, that's what's going on. That is recorded into your personal Akashic record.
Personal Akashic records. Okay,
And the
got it.
Akashic record is the record of all the Akash, which means the Great Mother.
Right, from all the times that we've had all kinds.
So every blade of grass, every tree, every human, every bug, every animal, they're writing their life experience into it is recorded. Right. So that's really what we're doing, is we're recording into this book of what they call a book of life, or the Akashic records, or the Akashic field, whatever you want to call it. Okay. That's the only thing we actually ever do. Nothing else gets done. This is what we accomplish. This is what gets done. Nothing else gets done.
If we're coming here, let's get some experiences then, right?
So you want good experiences, you want quality experiences, and you want uncorrupted experiences.
Okay, so
if I insult somebody,
what's the difference?
If I insult somebody, I'm going to go up to heaven. I'm going to read that. We're going to have that dialogue with that person in real time. And I'm going to be that person and myself. So I'm going to be myself talking to that person, and I'm going to be that person talking back to me. It's pretty profound like that. So that's all we really are. And in order to heal, what we do is there's various ways of getting to clear out our emotional imprints.
Right.
So now that you understand we're healing, we're energy beings. Plus, that makes us infinite, immortal, and what was never created. We are emergent beings out of the great mother of everything. So you could call the great mother of everything, which is our will, which is our emotional body, the great mother of everything is both the mother of God and the wife of God. So, okay, and it is our will that we want to heal. You want to heal. Your emotional body is your will. So your will is your emotional body, which
Okay.
is your shadow body, which your inner child. There's all these different kind of words for it, but you want to heal your will because your will is what does the recording into the Akashic record. And then the Akashic record becomes what? What does it become in the next lifetime?
Your karma. Okay.
Karma. Your Akashic is your karma,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about trauma. Okay, you have trauma. All trauma, all mental issues, all emotional issues, all family issues, all relationship issues, it all comes down to this discordant recording. You know, you're recording discord. It's called undischarged traumatic stress. That means what you take in was traumatic stress, and it's held inside you by being undischarged. So it's undischarged traumatic stress. Okay.
Well, and so a lot of people that are so ultra sensitive, right? All of my friends that are psychics and sensitives and healers, they would fit in that, right?
Everybody fits in that.
Yeah.
Everything fits in that. If you have trauma, if you have emotional issues, loneliness, anxiety, depression, aggression, promiscuity, drug addiction, all that stuff it's all one thing. Remember, it's energy beings. So it's
Right.
not. There's a million varieties of energy, but it's still energy.
Yeah.
So it's just energy.
Okay, so so you teach how to manage that?
I'm just giving you the warm up. Yeah, it's not. I'm just trying to place you in space and time and in consciousness.
Well, we have some terms to jump off with, right? So we're all on the
Yeah.
same
So the term that you want to have and you want to maybe write down is undischarged traumatic stress.
undischarged traumatic.
And the key word there is undischarged.
Yeah,
So
you
that
keep
the undischarged traumatic stress is how you got to imprint it. And so this undischarged means it's not charged. So expression is to release that charge. When you release that charge, that's what emotionalism, crying and moaning and angry and frustration and anything that comes out vocally is to
okay.
discharge the stress.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounds kind of messy.
It can be, it depends on how painful it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And parts of it are messy and parts of it are not so messy.
Mhm. Do you have any
So
comments, Ellen, on with this that you've got so far? You're a pranic healer yourself, and so I'm thinking it might be sparking some things with you.
Well, I like how Michael describes everything. What I was taught, we're taught kind of just like how to clear it. You know, you feel it, it's like, you don't want to say diagnosing, but you can understand the energy bodies by what you feel in it, and then you get that you have this sensitive touch, like that you feel, and so you can feel things sticky, you can feel things congested, and then we learn how to clear. But then it's still the person, if they're not ready for the healing, they'll attract it back in, so they'll feel themselves back up again. So then, sometimes healings work, and then sometimes it doesn't. So
I'm going to talk about that because what's calling for healing is basically pain. That undischarged traumatic stress is basically pain. So you can take and then we have the pain that's in the body, but we also have the recording of the event is out in our biofield.
Right.
So you can, oh, okay, we got that. Oh, I feel great now. And then a couple of days later, because the imprint is in the biofield, it comes back in. And because you haven't changed anything in the biofield, right? You haven't changed the relationship or anything in the biofield. And it's the biofield that creates the body. It creates this, it doesn't create the body. It holds the image, the 3D image of the body. So if you have a blemish out there in the biofield, it's going to show up as disease somewhere along the line. And this blemish or the dark spot in your biofield is pain. But it's not just pain. It is a person. It is a situation. It is a time. It is an event. Okay. And so when you get wounded, it goes like this. And this is kind of interesting. Okay. It happens automatically,
Okay, wait.
subconsciously, non-verbally, and invisibly.
Okay, can you say that again? Automatically?
Automatically, non-verbally,
Mhm.
automatically, subconsciously, invisibly, and forget what the other one was. Oh, non-verbally. Okay, it goes like this: pop, 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 and you're imprinted. Okay.
Okay.
To reverse that, you have to go from unconscious, from automatic. You have to have a method, a process, a thing to do. You know, like to change the tire in a car is a process. You have to change the tire in the car. You can't just look at it.
Right.
So you have to have something to do, and then you have to take it from out of the consciousness up into your consciousness, right? And then you can see it and hear it, right? Say, for example, that your dad said something, or some man said something, or your mom said something, did something to you. That's recorded in you, automatic, subconscious, non-verbally, and invisibly. But when it comes to heal it, and then it's gone. It's in your subconscious. So that means you're walking around with this wound and you don't feel anything. You don't know. All you know is you don't feel good.
Is that the same as like the reptile brain? You know what they talk about that
No, this got nothing to do with brains.
doesn't. Okay.
It has to do with energy, because remember, we're energy beings,
Right.
Yeah, like
right?
out here.
The energy beings will makes all that stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. You just stick with the energy of the feeling of the event, the feeling, the memory, and the feeling of the event.
Okay.
Because we can edit that. That's the important part, is you can edit it.
Okay.
And if you edit it, you have a different result. This is really important stuff, because you edit it in 5D time. You have to go back in time to edit it in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Taught something like that. They called it erasure. You would make an image and then you would put a duplicate on top of it, and you kept doing it until it disappeared.
That's a process. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Like that, or
Um,
well, we're going to demonstrate it, so we'll know.
there's 4 processes that I have, and then there's 4 different things. One is emotion release, one is judgment and denial release, and the other one is talking to the parts of self, and the last one is an empowerment process.
I love
So,
it.
and this kind of like, each one of them could basically change your life, but when you put them all together as a coherent kind of steps, there's no way you can't heal. And there's no way, it doesn't matter how deep it is. It's like doesn't matter how dirty your house is. When it comes time to spring clean, you can clean it. If it takes you 6 weeks or it takes you 3 hours, doesn't matter, right? Because you're just cleaning up the dirt in your house. Same thing with consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
We label consciousness like associative depression disorder and bipolar, triple personality, frappe. We label these things, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's basically energy that's stuck in pain. That's it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, and how many people get stuck in an identity of that, right? That's who I am.
You
When,
want to know how many people this affects?
yeah.
Everybody?
What the number? Well, it's not everybody, no.
No.
But according to the Center for Disease Control and Kaiser Permanente, that did a big thing on this,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that 61% of the people in the United States have enough trauma to where it affects their health in the body, right?
Wow. That's huge.
But well, wait a minute. But if you go to what is it? Key substance use in mental health. What do you call it? Indicators from the U.S. government. You know, they keep track of that stuff. That's basically a government website that tells you who's taking drugs and what kind of drugs they're on and everything like that. The people who are on psychoactive drugs, that means drugs for anxiety, depression, dissociative disorder, ADHD, and all that kind of stuff, all this alphabet, all that huge list of stuff, between them and people who are binge drinkers, it's 66%.
What?
66% of the people in the United States. That's hard data. This is not, well, you know, just subjective because you answered this questionnaire. No, this is hard data. People are taking that, and some people are taking all kinds of stuff. You know, it's not just one pill. They might take 6 pills and stuff. And anyway, so I don't know if for some reason we're going off in this track, but it's a big deal. And because it's in your energy body and it is recording in your biofield, you would not believe what the Center of Disease Control says is associated with the diseases that are associated with this. You want me to read a list for you?
How about a few?
I'll give you a few. Let me see. Get this guy and make him smaller. And come over here because I happen to have a list. What happened to my Zoom doing something? Close that. Don't need that. And I go over here. Okay, here's ACEs. Pop it up. Come on, pop up.
Let me put you up there. Let me co-host. There we go.
Oh, I'm a co-host now. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. See, I trust you.
What's going on with my? There it goes. Okay. Okay. The ACEs risk for chronic and illness and poor physical health. ACEs is adverse childhood experience. I'll read this real fast.
Okay.
If you just listen hard.
Okay.
Asthma, cancer, celiac disease, chronic fatigue, coronary heart disease, diabetes type 1 and 2, fibromyalgia, hypertension, irritable bowel syndrome, inflamed bowel disease, liver disease, lung disease, lupus, multiple sclerosis, something I can't even pronounce, obesity, rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren's, deep sleep disorders, stroke, thyroid, Graves and thyroid Hashimoto, and poor self-related health.
Wow.
That's from the Center of Disease Control.
That's amazing.
Okay, so this is real deal. And
Yeah.
the numbers are, if you have like, you know, small percentage, like, you know, 2 or 3 issues in your life, then you're probably okay. Anything over that, it cuts off 10 years off your life. If you're up in the high abuse level, it's 20 years off your life. So people are dying at 60 when they're supposed to die at 80. That's huge. This is huge. But anyway, that's just kind of the nuts and bolts about it. Most people don't care about that stuff too much. They just want to feel better.
Yeah, it's good to have a big picture of it, though. This is your life's work, though, wouldn't you call it, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big part of I guess one reason that, well, I was taking on a craft once and I told them about it. I spent 5 hours on a craft explaining everything to them.
Did they say?
Well, they said, we want you to give a report, so I did.
Fantastic. And?
Well, that was just, I think it was just to boost my ego or something. It just to make me feel better, because I'm the only one who knows this is the most powerful healing modality in the world, because it works. But,
Yeah.
they were just kind of giving me some recognition. I don't think it really means anything, you know. Because one of my issues was a bad self-image. Well, I'm not sure, I'm not worthy, and I'm not smart enough, and I'm not good enough, and I'm not,
We call it stinking thinking, right?
called stinking thinking.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so where are we now? Okay, so we're energy beings.
Yes.
All issues comes down to undischarged traumatic stress, unexamined, unheld, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way it happens, the flow of the way it happens is automatic, subconscious, nonverbal, and invisible. And the way you reverse that is to make the subconscious conscious, to have a method instead of it being automatic, and to make it visible and auditory. Okay.
Can someone do this for you, or is it something that you can only do for yourself?
You could have a practitioner,
Do it.
a life coach do it. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty good, because some people just can't get started. They're just too jammed up, and they need somebody to walk them through it. But once you do it, how hard is it to talk to yourself? It's just like sock puppets. Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? My name's Jack. My name's James. So, saying that's like talk puppet. That's as hard as it is for the process I'm going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the parts of self.
Okay.
How long is this show going to be? Because I want to see how
Hours.
much
But
I got.
we have a break at 5:57 to 6:04.
Oh,
But I'll let you know when the break comes.
yeah, but I mean, how long is the whole show?
2 hours.
2 hours? Okay, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thoughts
Mm-hmm.
start in the brain area. This is what the experience is. It may not. It can come anywhere, but I mean, it start here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
thoughts go down through our heart and
Mm-hmm.
then hit into the belly, right? They
Yeah.
hit here.
Yep.
Right? And then from the belly, you can correct it, the gut feeling, you can correct it, or you feel it, and then it goes out to the body. Okay, that's the way the flow is. All thoughts are electric. The belly is magnetic, and so if you have bad thoughts, like I'm gonna die, or I'm gonna lose my house, or I'm gonna get fired. That goes down goes from your head down through your heart. It hits the emotional body, goes out to the body as a shock, or as a dread, or as a feeling, or as a guilt or shame, or whatever it is. But there's that flow there. Spirit is causal, and your will, which is in your belly, reacts, right?
Yeah.
And corrects. That's not the ring of truth is actually in your belly.
Oh.
So you go, that's not true. But the mind is sort of like the antithetical force, and your belly is the inclusivity. So I don't know if you know what that means, but like the universe includes everything.
Mm-hmm.
The great mother
Connection.
includes everything, right? But the mind excludes. I'm not this tree. I'm not you. I'm not that. I'm not this. I'm not this. I'm not this microphone. See, that's exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
So
said the mind
these are the
excludes.
dynamics that are going on inside of us.
Okay, the mind excludes, and the belly
Includes.
includes. Okay.
The mind does not have to feel, but your belly absolutely has to feel, because it's inclusive. So it has to feel. It has no gates. And then heart is in the middle. So now we have the dynamics of your inner family.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit is the man, heart in this dynamic is the child, and the belly is the mother. So father and the mother, heart is the child, right? Of this dynamics of inner talk, right? And then the body is your house, is the form. It's actually the body of spirit. So there's everybody talks about the mind-body connection, right? But almost nobody talks about the spirit-heart-will connection, because they always leave the will out, because nobody wants to deal with that. And they don't want to throw in the heart. So they say, oh, this is mind, heart, body. You hear that all the time, mind, heart, body. Well, the reason why your modality sucks is because you leave out the heart. You leave out the heart of a healing modality. You know, it's kind of important.
Yeah.
Leave out the deep feminine when that's the one you're trying to heal.
Yeah. So it's mind. Say the four again for our listeners, please.
What?
It's the mind, starting with the mind.
Right. The mind is where the thoughts come from, and it's electrical. And this electrical charge of the thought, it can be an inspirational check thing, or it could be discouraging or whatever, or subconscious, right? If you have this subconscious, I'm not good enough, the world's against me, that goes down through your heart. And the heart has to deal with that and then watch it pass on to the mother, which is his mother, and it slaps onto the mother and she cringes and then you cringe, right? It goes into your belly, you cringe because it goes out to the body. So there's actually the will body polarity is the second half, the will body polarity.
Okay.
Is that the heart spirit polarity? Huh?
Is that kind of where it gets trapped then?
That's where it gets trapped. Right. If you ever get a massage, you can have somebody rubbing you and then a feeling will come out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well that's because it went to the belly, then it goes out to the body, and the body holds it in your striated muscles. Yeah. And it also, that's if it's a heart issue, and that's what that whole list of diseases that I got.
Right.
If the energy of discord, of pain not felt, goes into some organ or your heart or your brain or whatever, that's going to cause problems later on. And it's slow, but it's deadly.
So it's like and how many people are living in denial of that, right? Everybody?
200 million, 200 and something million.
Well, because it's not convenient. It's more convenient to not look at it, right?
Nobody wants to get their teeth drilled, and nobody wants to look at their pain. That's how it got stuck in the subconscious.
Yeah, so we get to kind of jackhammer it out of there, right?
There's different ways of doing it. Sometimes you can just love it out, and sometimes you can scream it out.
It was screaming out.
Yeah. So okay, this is your inner family. This is the father. The belly is the mother. The heart is the child, and your body is the house. This is your inner family, and this is inner kingdom too, right? And if you're not addressing your inner kingdom, then you run into problems. You know, I got slides. You think I should show a slide or something?
Yeah, you can show some slides for sure.
You know, let me see if I can get something going. But yeah.
Let's see. Okay, we're good. Wow, I like all of.
Any questions yet? I'm just telling you about who the players are.
Questions? Are you kidding? But I want to just kind of stay because we only have 2 hours, and I want you to really go over this with everyone, and they can reach you at Language Lessons of the Heart on Facebook too.
That's a group, yeah, and then just or it doesn't. I'm pretty easy to get to. Mike Harrell.
Yeah, it's Harrell.
Right, like barrel with an H.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I want him. I started doing those a long time ago when I first met you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went on and
What part were you doing?
I don't remember now, but I started doing them and they were working, and somehow I got, onto something else. But I'm definitely going to go check them out again. But I think Helen and I will be your.
I got this all on video format. It's all on YouTube under Mike Harrell. You can browse around in there.
Oh, let's do that. So I didn't, Michael. Is
Mike
it
Harrell on YouTube? That I've got all the videos on there. So if anybody gets lost or wants to find out about what we're talking about,
yeah, let's see if we can post that on Facebook. I remember that's what I did. I started all your lessons on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube.
Okay, can you see this?
Yep. Oh, there it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, so you see the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
spirit, heart, will. Will is down here in body, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's biophoton field, the body, torsion field, all that kind of stuff. There's like a lot of things that look like that. But that's the basic flow of how it goes inside your body, and what we're gonna show you in our little experiment in just a
Yeah,
minute.
having a demonstration today.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Love it.
let me see if this. No, not that one. There's that one. That one. Yeah. Let's see if I get this one. Okay, this is good. This is kind of this one is this what I want to show you.
Okay.
This one. Okay, this is from Dr. Emoto,
Oh,
right?
right, right.
And this is like we have little grains of rice with a little bit of water, right?
Yeah.
And it was what this was with them being in there for 1 year and 3 months, right?
Wow.
And when you say to the one bottle of the little container of rice,
Mm-hmm.
love and gratitude, right? And for 1 year and 3 months, almost nothing happens to the rice. It doesn't rot, nothing happens. It's like perfect rice. And then the next one over to the right would be to say thank you, right? So you say thank you to that bottle. And then you say, you fool, right? You fool. And then look what happens to the rice. After 1 year and 3 months, it's just mush, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the part. Because we're going to be talking to the parts of self.
Right.
I want you to understand, and this is the part that I want you to say. So you see what it says ignored there? And look what's in the vial. It's black goo, black nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Awful.
Yeah.
That's from ignoring. You just don't talk to it, don't look at it, you don't do anything. Okay, I want you to get that kind of etched in your mind, because when we start to do the work,
Yeah.
then you can see how it works. Here's another one. I'll do another one. It does the same thing with plants. Oh, come on, share button. Yeah. These people can do this experiment at home, I think. What happened to my thing here? Does this look like a whiteboard?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of that. Try it again. So there's self-talk, right? So this is all about self-talk, because the idea of you can do it to there you go.
Okay.
I love you and I hate you. I hate you is like frost up. I love you is like more white. But if you just ignore it, it has just as bad of effect as if you say I hate you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know why that is?
Yes.
I'll show you right here. Okay. Right here. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. Okay? And that is to be ignored. You're indifferent, you're ignored. And when we ignore ourselves, we don't love ourselves, we don't acknowledge ourselves, we don't connect to ourselves, we don't talk to ourselves, then that puts you in the ignored. You ignore yourself. And that's why trauma and stuff is so, stuff hurts and you ignore it. That's how it goes, right? And you pay the price for it later on.
Wow.
So,
All
is
right.
this making sense to anybody? Any questions? I got more. You want to see what it looks like with plants?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. Well, I think a lot of people that are listening are in that category of just ignoring. Because you know why? Because people are so busy. You just stay busy all the time.
Yep.
Oh, that
So, I love you. I hate you. When you say I hate you, is
Yeah.
still better. It is still better than to be ignored. When you look at it ignored, it's like, oh my God, what happened to that plant? So
Right.
even to say I hate you is giving energy to the plant, you know? And then when you say I love you, it thrives, and you know, that's what's is the best thing. But you have to pay attention to what happens when it's ignored.
Right.
That's really interesting.
Right. And so what we're going to do is talk to the parts of self, which is the complete opposite of ignoring the self. How cool is that?
I like that.
Yeah.
These are great tools.
Great tool. Yeah. So remember the dynamics. This is the man, this is the woman, right? And if you have a trouble with the man out there, it's
Mhm.
because your man is having trouble with your belly.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
if your head is giving yourself a problem, like with subconscious kind of stuff, like
Mhm.
I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy, then you're going to get a man who will treat you I'm not worthy.
I see. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So this is the man, this is the woman, right? And for a man, if he's going to go with a woman, if the woman tries to be dominant or bitch or abuser or whatever to him, that's gonna be how his own emotional body treats him. You see? It's that whole dynamic there. So that this is not this internal relationship is the model and the pattern for your external relationship. It is the core. If your internal model is not right, or it's out of balance, there's no way you're going to pick the right guy or the right girl, because you're going to be trying to fulfill this imbalance, or you're trying to replicate it, or you're trying to rebel against it. See what I'm saying? So dad was a preacher and really strict, and you end up going off with a motorcycle guy, right? That didn't work because it's the same kind of dynamics of your imbalance that you got as a kid. Okay, you know, this is the thing. What I used to do, this is so important. I want everybody to understand that this has never been taught on Earth before. Never. Right? You have all kind of ancient wisdom, and like meditation's been taught and all this kind of stuff, and philosophy's been taught, but talking to the parts of self is never. This is new. Even though it's the oldest thing that there is, it's still new in this modality. So you want to learn how to do it?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first,
Like 6 minutes before we go to break.
okay. Well, in 6 minutes, let's just do an introduction and just say hello. So here's what you do.
Okay.
Imagine, just take your energy, the energy of your head, and you look into your hands, right? And you say, hello, my beautiful spirit, because that's your energy in your head. Say hello out loud. You remember, it's got to be verbal and visual. So you use your eyes and you look into your hands. You say, hello, my beautiful spirit. How are you? And then you wait for your spirit to say something. And say it out loud so we can hear it on the mic.
Okay.
No eyes closed. Eyes
Good.
open.
Hello, my beautiful spirit. How are you?
How are you doing? How are you?
What did your spirit say?
It said it's holding. It's holding. Like it's holding.
Okay, it's holding. So I'm holding up. That's good.
Yeah. And
What did-
a sense of warmth. I feel warm. And yeah.
Okay, so that's you got that's clearly right. So right now it's not being verbal with you. That's okay. Well, we'll work into it.
Okay.
Okay, so and we have this big old heart. Say, just pull your heart out and said, "Hello, heart. It's very nice to meet you," or whatever. How are you doing? You know,
Hello, heart. Very nice to meet you. How are
eyes
you?
open.
Eyes open. Hello, heart. Very nice to wait. Let me do it again. Hello, heart. Very nice to meet you. How are you doing? Oh, she's sad. My heart's sad.
Okay, that's information. That's good. Say thank you.
Thank you.
And Helen, how's it going? Is you still getting feelings, or did you get any sounds, any words coming with it?
I didn't get any words. But it's funny, the top of my mouth got itchy. Like,
That's
so I don't know what that means.
Ask your heart if it has something it wants to say.
My heart, do you have something to say to me? Well, what is that? Everything's going to be okay.
That's what the heart said?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's useful information, incredible useful information. Okay, now we're going to go to your belly. So just feel your belly and pull the energy out and say, you know, your little greetings. How are you doing? And very nice to meet you. Whatever the words you're feeling are. Eyes open and make it loud enough so you can hear it with your own ears.
Okay. Very nice to meet you.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
Ellie, how are you doing?
Connected. It's like all these connections.
I
So
got.
Barbara, what did your will have to say? Your will.
Oh, your will.
Will says it's like connected. It's like little like puzzle pieces.
So that's interesting. That's interesting information.
Okay. Yes.
And Helen, how are you doing? Is your will saying anything?
No, I'm not hearing anything. I get a breath, and my first. Oh, do I have this? Can you hear me? My first thought was lighter. I felt like lighter.
Lighter, yeah. Well, that's probably what it is because you're lightening it up by talking to them. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for them. It's like, oh, it's like they're waking up. It's like, oh, wait a minute, they're talking to me. You know what I mean? So we never did that before. It's like it takes a while to build trust and to keep practicing. Okay, for the last one, you just have to just imagine feeling all the energy of your body, pull it onto your hands and say, hello, body, or welcome, or I love you, or something like that.
I love you.
Say it out loud so you can hear it and eyes open.
I love you. Hello, body. How are you?
Look into your hands and just talk to the whole energy. There you go.
How are you doing, body? How are you doing?
Is it like a lot of white energy?
Ask her what the white energy is.
It's in between. Like in between the worlds. It's in between.
Was that what your body said?
Yeah.
So body says I have a lot of light energy in between the worlds. That's pretty cool.
And there's some sparkles. And now we're going to break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, anybody. We'll be back at 6:04. And we'll be right back with Michael Harrell and Helen Menez. And we're talking about language lessons of the heart. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
So how are we doing so far? Oh, no. I'm going to go out for a smoke.
Oh. I can actually help you. We're having a break. Oh, they're not back yet. Okay. Just gotta do something. Okay, I should try that again. What do you have to tell me? So anxious. Anxious.
Hmm. You have to be quiet. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty and witty and wise. What a pity. All the world can't be like me. Who's that pretty man in the camera there? Who can he possibly be? Such a pretty face, such a pretty hair, such a pretty me. Put your mic on, Barbara. Put your mic on, Barbara. Mike, 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 Mike. Put your mic on, Barbara.
Yes, I was too busy being like getting everything in Facebook. So we have a link for you, Michael, there on Facebook to your group and to your Facebook page, and so we're all set. That's welcome back, everybody, to the Cosmic Oracle Show. This is your host, Barbara Jean Lindsay, and you're listening to us live from Revolution Radio. This is our 7th year. I thought it was our 8th year, but I think it's only our 7th year. So every Friday now, from 5 to 7, Pacific Standard Time. And thank you for giving donations. We're an all-volunteer station. Go to freedomslips.com, give $1, $5, whatever you can spare. We're also sponsored by esoterra.us. And with us we have a co-host, Helen Menez, who is a teacher and a healer, an amazing lady. And we have, and a dear friend. And we have another dear friend, Michael Herrera. Harrell, I always want to say Harrell, but it's Michael Harrell.
Yeah,
With
it's pronounced like barrel.
So now I remember Michael Harrell, Language Lessons of the Heart, and we're working with you. So let's continue and kind of begin where we left off again. So we were
Yeah,
just
this is the talking the parts of yourself and how not to ignore yourself.
right.
And ignoring yourself comes with a cost, and it is dramatic reduce in the length of your life
Yeah.
and the quality of your life.
Yeah. You know, like when I was looking at my body and talking to the body, it's kind of like my body still has a part of it still on the other side. So that's interesting to me.
That's interesting because maybe your body doesn't want to be here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's interesting when you especially when you need to work with your body about your weight issues because of your relationship issues.
Right,
And
right.
that's something you can work out. You can make
Yeah,
an agreement, you
yeah.
know.
If I'm gonna be here, then I have to.
Okay, so where do you want to go from here? You want to keep going? Because I'm just showing you how this works, but let want to take a little deeper.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Let's get an agreement. See if you can do it. Um, you pull out your spirit and say, I'm empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my will. Will you help me? This is a yes or no question. I'm empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my will. Say it out loud, keep eyes open, look at your hands,
Okay,
and address it to the spirit
okay,
and wait for the answer.
okay. You have to say it again for me to repeat it again.
I am empowering myself
I
with a
am.
strong
I am.
and
Wait, write it down. I am empowering myself. Go ahead.
with a strong and loving intent
With a strong,
Loving intent
loving intent
to heal my will.
to heal my will.
to heal my will.
Will
Okay.
you help me? Will you
Will
help
you
me?
help me?
Will you help me? Okay.
Okay. In my head, spirit, I'm asking.
I am.
Eyes open
I am empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my will. Will you help me?
Yep. Big yes.
Yeah.
Big yes.
Yeah.
Boom. They know what the game is already. Trust me, they know.
Of course.
Yes, of course. Same question. Ask it to the heart.
Okay.
Hello, heart. I'm empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my will. Will you help me? Say it loud enough because your voice is your expression.
Okay. Hello, heart. I am empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my heart. Will
With
you
your will.
to heal my will?
No.
Will you help me?
There's a hesitancy.
Okay, that's
Wonder-
interesting information. Ask
Yeah.
about that.
What does that mean? Why is there a hesitancy? I heard I'm not sure.
Tell your heart that your will holds the deepest pain, and when you heal the will, you will heal heart too.
Hmm.
Okay. The will holds the deepest pain. When I can heal my heart, I can heal
You
my.
can heal your right. When you can heal your will, you can heal your heart too.
When I can heal my will, I can heal my heart too. Will you help me? There, I got a yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so that was the hesitancy. You didn't want to be left out. You see, And you got heart issues. Your heart's got issues. Letting you know, I'm
Yeah.
hesitant because like I want to get in on this too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredibly valuable information. And how did it go, Barbara?
Mine's a tree. I don't know what that means, but it's a tree.
Ask it. What does the tree mean?
Hmm.
Out loud. Ask it out loud.
Okay, it just said let go.
You say, what does let go mean?
Free.
What, do you understand what any of that means?
No.
Tell your heart you don't understand what it means. Will you help me heal the will and heal all parts of myself?
Will you help me? Will you help me with the will of my heart and help me heal myself? Hmm. It feels ancient. It's like an old tree. Huh.
Well, that's pretty profound, actually, but that's not a yes or no answer. So ask it a yes or no.
It's a yes.
Okay, there you
It's
go. So that's
it's
it.
like
It's just
it's always been healed. Just me. I have to know it.
okay. So that's interesting data.
Huh.
That's
That's
interesting
wild.
data, huh?
That's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild.
It's like
I'm telling you, this
holographic.
has never been on Earth before, and it is like amazing what this stuff can do.
Yeah.
Okay, now where were we? That
The
was heart,
heart.
right? Now
Yes.
we
That's
want
the
to do
heart.
Yeah.
Big Mama. Now remember, this whole thing is about healing the will because when mom's happy,
Everybody's happy.
everybody's
Everybody's
happy. And
happy.
remember, everything is birthed through the mother, including the entire universe, where the will represents your connection to the
Yeah.
whole universe, and your will represents your connection to Mother Earth and to all that goddess energy. So when you heal her, whoo, watch out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to
Yeah.
be good and loving, So
Yeah.
ask your will.
Okay.
I'm empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my will. Will you help me?
I'm empowering myself with a strong and loving intent to heal my will. Will you help me?
You have me.
Wow.
I got a yes.
A yes. Yay.
Yes.
Both of you got a good yes, good solid yes.
Yep.
It's like a cosmos on the left and like another kind of a tree on the right. It's interesting.
Well, you're like a cosmic mother, so don't worry about it. You're just getting that cosmic symbology. And because really, listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you this before, but your spirit is connected directly to God. Your heart is directly connected to the heart of creation. Your will is directly connected to the mother of everything. And your body is connected to the father of manifestation, which is the God of form.
Oh,
So their higher selves of these guys are what you're talking to
I
when they're
love
talking about the void and that spirit and all that kind of stuff. They just slipped in and out of the personal connection to the cosmic connection. So that's the other thing. And that the four parts of the cell and the four parts of the creator come together, create the double tetrahedron, which is the
Oh,
Merkaba.
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Four parts of God in the four parts of man connected is the Merkaba, and that's in your heart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got it?
Wow.
And this is how to make it happen.
Wow.
Okay, now we got our body. Remember, body's big deal. It's a father manifest. If you can get father manifestation on your side, then it's going to manifest, right? It
Yes.
manifests the form of healing, the form of love, the form of life, the form of prosperity, that's the God of form. So body's a big deal. The form of health,
Hmm.
get your body on your side. FYI, I have not been sick for 30 years. I'm
Wow.
doing this. Not even the flu, the cold, nothing. All right, nothing.
Okay.
30 years because my body, we're all in alignment. So talk to your body, about healing the will. Because if the will's not happy, the body's not happy. Because body has to hold the pain of the will for her.
Okay. I am empowering myself with a strong, loving intent to heal my will.
No.
Body, will you help me?
Will you help me?
Eyes open.
Oops. Should I do it again with my eyes open?
I'll just remind you, you're not going off into the ethers. You're staying here, present in your
Yeah.
being.
Grounded in the body. Let me do it again.
Automatic, subconscious, nonverbal, and invisible. You reverse that around, and we're doing the process now, which is
Okay.
a method, and we're doing it consciously. We're doing it verbally, and we're watching what we're doing. You see, that's the four to turn it around.
Yeah, I love it. Okay.
Okay.
I am empowering myself with a strong, loving intent to heal my will. Body,
Will you help?
Will you help me? Yes. Yeah. I felt it in my body, like, yeah.
Cool.
Like, you know,
very
like a
cool.
high
Very
five.
cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give yourself a little celebration, pat on the back. How's it going there?
Yeah, it's a
hostess
connect.
woman?
It says yes. It's connection. It's like a connection.
That's
Again,
right.
just getting that same kind of like a puzzle between two things. So
Yeah. So well, that's they're giving you information there, but basically you want to get the agreement. So now we did this one round, okay? And this for the first time in your whole life, you know that you're congruent. Your head, your heart, your will, and your body are all said yes. You're congruent. This is the first time you can be congruent and know it.
I think I knew that once before in this, but not in this way when I had the NDE and came back into the body.
Yeah, well, that's pretty congruent too.
Yeah, it's pretty congruent.
Yeah,
But this is very, very cool. This
yeah,
is,
but I mean, just for the average person who doesn't have an NDE, this is pretty cool. Now
yeah,
we're going to take it. Now we're going to take it down to the personal friendship family level. Okay,
okay.
we're going to do the same process. Pull out the spirit energy. We're doing the spirit energy first because that's the way the flow goes. Pull out your spirit energy, look it into your hands, and say, um, I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Will you help me?
Ooh, that's good.
I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Head, will you help me? Mm-hmm. Yep, I get it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a positive.
I'm doing it old school.
You're writing it out?
Yes, because it makes it, I just do it.
That's good. That's good because you're making it 3D, so you can visually, you can use your eyes. Okay, that's good. You want to use your eyes and make it happen.
Yeah. I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Will you help me? Yes.
Beautiful.
A big why.
Onto the heart. Dun-ta-da, onto the heart.
Okay. Under the heart. I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Will you help me?
Okay. I want to create an internal will
Atmosphere.
of love and cooperation. Heart, will you help me? With the breath. Yeah.
Coming with some feelings, huh?
Those feelings, like, yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah. Okay. Like, hold on to your hat.
There you go. That's it,
Mhm.
And really, what we're doing now, remember what I said at the beginning, we're riding into the Akash.
Mm-hmm.
We're riding and the Akash becomes your karma. This is eternal stuff. If you're conscious of it being eternal or impactful for many lifetimes, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. Okay, so what's next? The next one?
The mother.
The great mother, the will.
The will.
The will. I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Will you help me?
Great Mother, I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Will you help me? There's a little hesitancy, like I have to coax it somehow, coax the mother.
No, don't coax it, don't cajole, don't anything, just ask questions.
Okay.
Why are you hesitant? Is there anything you need? You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. Why are you
You want them to be equal to you, so it's no bullying or no
Okay.
coercing or no mommying. You want to
Right.
be equal.
Okay, so yes, no questions, just remember that. Okay, how did you phrase that again? Yeah.
I would like to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. Will you help me?
Will you help me? And then like I get this, like it's anxiousness. So it's a feeling, I don't get a word, but it feels like I'm like reining in. So I need to ask.
Just ask what's she feeling. Just ask her what she's feeling about that.
Oh, okay. What are you feeling about that, Mother? Letting go is what I hear.
Yeah, she might have had to been holding on for a long time, so I don't know.
Yeah, letting go, and kind of it feels like that, kind of like there's a feeling like a tension, like old tension. So yeah, there's something to like release. Oh, so maybe that's what I say. So Mother, are you ready to release this now?
See what happens.
It feels like a balloon deflating. I didn't hear any answer, but just a
balloon and deflating.
Deflating, yeah, like it's like relaxed instead of holding the tension. It's like,
well, that's exactly what happens when you heal. You know, it's like you have this pressure, and then it dissolves. So you know, it's like an exhale in a way.
Yeah,
but,
that's kind of what it feels like.
Maybe she's saying, ask her if that's her way of showing that she wants to do it.
Oh, is that your way of showing me that to release this tension? Yes, I got a yes.
Okay, so she's already ahead of you. She's waiting. She wants to get to the release part. You know, let us go.
Right.
She's on. The cavalry's come. You know what I mean? So she's happy.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like it's going out my fingertips, like.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, out my fingertips.
So this has been a long time coming for them. Yeah. It's been a long time of being ignored. It's been a long time of no contact. You know what I mean? They've been out of incredible love and devotion to you. They've just been following along with what your life plan is, and they've never, you know, they never asked for help. They never asked for healing. They just are doing whatever they can to make your life better. And now, for the first time, we're going in and asking them, how are you doing? What's going on with you? Can we help you? You know what I mean? And that's like world changing to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead and talk to them. And how does Barbara doing?
Well, I've hit some pain and suffering there.
So your will is showing you right away. Let's deal with this.
Yeah.
So that's a yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to wait around for all this yes or no business. Here, what are you going to do with this? Right. So that's on the ball. You know what I mean? It's like they're ahead of the game.
They are.
Remember, they're your subconscious, and they're also your superconscious.
Right. Just kind of letting go.
And then let's not forget our lovely body. Mm-hmm. And, I want to create an internal atmosphere of love and cooperation. And this is for the body, by the way, because if there's conflict between spirit, heart, and will, And the body has to hold it. So it's really imperative. And body, this internal family is body's family, is, body's house, body's form. So it's important to get that alignment.
Okay.
Body.
So, body, I want to create
an internal
atmosphere
of love and cooperation.
Will you help me?
Will you help me? Yes.
Got a good solid yes. So you got a yes out of body. That's a good thing, because body is fundamental, and body is kind of like the end results. If you can get the spirit, heart, and will sorted out, then what it reflects out to the body. And this is why I've been healthy for so long, because if I don't have any internal conflicts, then my body can be used to keep me healthy, instead of fending off or holding on to stress and toxic communication.
Right. But I do feel there's stuff in my neck, like I want to just rotate it, and I hear it click, 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 click. Like, it just feels really good to do that.
That's body doing it. If you talk to body, you already got a yes from body, and now body's moving. Go ahead and move.
Yeah, it's just like, whoa.
Body wants to let go of something. Yeah, and he's telling you right where it is too. I say it's he because the energy of spirit, heart, and body are masculine. Even if it's the masculine energy, because it's that manifesting kind of energy. But will is the feminine, which is magnetic in the feminine polarity. So it's 3 masculine energies and 1 feminine energy. But that energy can be polarized towards man or woman, whatever. Your body can be whatever it is. But in the energy, it is masculine because of the electric. This is electric, and this is electric, and your body is electric. And the will is magnetic and emotional. Anyway.
That makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it, your body said was okay, or what?
It was. I'm surprised. I was, kind of like, and I've been working with it more, and it likes that. It just told me it likes the movement. I've been giving it more movement, and that's really what.
Tell you what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
okay. So two. Absolutely, that you're congruent. All your parts are going in the same direction at the same time on the same page. How cool is that?
very cool.
That is very cool.
It feels.
And it's about healing the will. Remember, it was all about healing the will. And they understand that if you heal the will with the heart and body and spirit, everything balances out.
Yeah.
Because that's the mother. That's where the energy of life comes from. Life and creation comes from there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm definitely sitting different in the body than when we first started the show.
Okay, now let's do some process work. You want to do a little process work?
Heck yeah, let's blame on. Let's do it.
This is real mild stuff, but you can do more at home if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do a round of forgiveness.
Okay.
And if you have anything in your mind that you want forgiveness from, I'm not been there for you. I've wrecked my car a bunch of times, this vehicle, and I didn't, whatever.
Okay.
I didn't support my spirit, or I didn't connect, or apologize for that. So hello, spirit. I'd like to apologize. I really want to apologize for all the things that I didn't help you with, or that I screwed up and I didn't support you with. Please forgive me. Yeah. Just whatever it comes up for you. It's going to be different for your spirit, heart, will, body. Heart. You have a lot of broken hearts. You're going to have to apologize for that and ask for forgiveness, and really you got to be real with them, and they'll be real with you.
Close my eyes.
I really want to apologize for all.
Really want to apologize for.
So ask for forgiveness from your spirit, and of anything that's on your list of things to
Forgive.
Ask for forgiveness for.
Forgiveness.
You could spend hours doing this, because we have a long list of things to ask forgiveness for. And then that lets you off the hook, like lets them off the hook, and it kind of bounces everything up, just to acknowledge that mistakes were made and pain has happened as a result of not knowing enough, not seeing it in advance, not being smart enough, not seeing it coming, not knowing what to do with suffering or when it happened, and so on. And sometimes we forgive ourselves for that. Forgive. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. That's all. Ho'oponopono. I love you. Thank you.
I love you.
And make sure when you talk enough so that your own ears can hear.
Mm-hmm. Apologize, where I screwed up. Will you help me with that and forgive me? Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. Mhm.
Wow, does that ever take out tension in your body?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you to go from one to another. Just go through it however you feel.
Okay. Well, that could be a while.
It's what's worthwhile, because people need to see what we're seeing now, because it's never been seen on earth before, and it's real important. It's real powerful and loving.
It is. Well, to love ourselves, right? To really love ourselves.
As of right now, you've increased your love by 400%.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Self-love by 400%.
Wow.
And if you keep working, you increase
Yeah,
your intelligence by 400%. How can you say that in one modality? You increase your self-love by 400% and your intelligence by 400%.
Feel it on my crown chakra for sure.
Wow.
I can really feel it there.
Oh yeah, you're aligning your energies, definitely.
Yeah.
You're freeing up little blocks or little kinks,
Yeah.
smoothing out the discord, make some harmony where there's discord. That's healing.
Yeah.
Remember, and that's goes to the Akashic record. So there's these disharmony becomes harmony. So forgive, ask for forgiveness. Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
I love you.
I really want to apologize.
I love you. That's a good one. Yeah. Please forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been an easy life. I know you took a beating. Please forgive me for that.
Please forgive me.
It's not all been roses.
To say the least. I take care of you. Forgive me. I love you. I love you. I apologize for 1,000 things that I don't even know of.
That's right. All the stuff that you don't know and all the stuff you can't remember.
Right.
Forgive me for not remembering everything.
Let's just like slay it, right? Let's just. Forgive me. I love you.
Okay, dear mother. I really want to apologize for all that.
Apologize for
suffering I put you through.
stuff I screwed up. I really screwed up. I did a really good screw up on that one. Will you help me? Yes.
Forgive me.
Forgive
I'm sorry. I
myself.
apologize.
Apologize. Thank you. I love you.
I love you and I thank you. Wow.
Whisper, I'm really apologize for one other thing I just thought of, and 100,000 other things that I haven't remembered.
lifetime
you
and all
forgive me.
lifetimes.
Sincerely, sincerely.
Please forgive me for all the pain and suffering I've put you through, all the injuries I've
Sorry
caused,
for all the pain and suffering. Sorry for
aches and pains,
the neglect. Sorry for
bruises, for all the
ignoring you.
pain and suffering you've carried,
No more
Please
ignoring.
forgive me.
carried and
Please forgive me.
me,
I love you.
all this trauma that I've put
I really love you. I hope.
you. Love you and I thank you. I truly love you and I thank you. I thank you for this beautiful, wonderful body.
Takes a while. It's a little bit of a slow process, but it takes a while to actually
Yeah,
talk to somebody and connect and try to be real and care.
yeah, yeah.
It's not quick, but it has deeper, long-lasting results.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is something we can pick up and do every day, right?
You do it every day. If you're doing process work, you do it every day. And if you're not,
Yeah.
if you're all balanced out, maybe once a week or so.
So we,
And it depends on how far you go. Like I went really, really, really
deep.
deep into this for a long time, and I taught it for a long time. And one day, my listen, that's what's the rest of my language lessons, the hard process. When you are teaching, when you learn the process, you teach it to your parts of self, and at some point, they take over and they heal you,
Oh,
and
I
that's
love
what you
that.
want.
So it's
because
automatic.
because from then on, your internal connections, they're all processing stuff.
Right,
You know what I mean? You're not getting hurt anymore. You're not judging anymore.
right,
You're
right.
not feeling denied anymore. You get rid of your denials, and it just, you know what I mean?
It's on
It takes a
automatic.
while to do that, but then at that point, they didn't want to be separate anymore from me. They wanted to reintegrate as one being. But I still know, I still feel them as separate, but I know that they wanted to be integrated as to one functioning human being because they're all acknowledged and it was the same team and we're really one.
Right. Sovereign, right?
Yeah,
Sovereignty.
sovereign. But I've had a friend of mine's mom, taught it to her in the 90s, and she did it every day of her life until she died. And she said that saved her life. So this, just different people have different avenues for that.
Right. Or where they're stuck, right?
Yeah. And then, so the next thing that you could do if you want to do process work is you need to hear, right? You need to hear what's going on with them. And so you would ask, this is what I would do if you had enough time to do it. I would
Hmm.
say, hello, Spirit. I want to sincerely ask you, I just want to ask you, what has it been like to be my spirit?
Oh.
And then what has it been like for you to be my heart?
Oh,
What
I
has it
love
been
it.
like for you to be my will? And what has it been
Yeah.
like for you to be my body? Yeah, that's another one that's
Yeah.
really connected, right?
Yeah.
And then another process. See that once you understand the dynamics of the father, the mother, and the heart, once you
Hmm.
understand that, you can begin to do mentoring and life coaching on yourself
Hmm.
and conflict resolution. If your mother is in pain, you say, well, who's causing this pain?
Hmm.
And then you find out body, well, and the mother's, maybe she can't talk about it, and then you ask your body, who's causing this pain in the mother? Ask the heart, who's causing this pain? You know, and they'll say, listen, the spirit that got polarized to this particular belief that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not beautiful, and
Hmm.
that is hurting her. So
Hmm.
then you talk to spirit. So we need to let go of that judgment. You need to let go of that, because I have a whole thing on letting go of judgments and letting go of denials. But because the spirit was polarized to that particular belief,
Uh,
that held
trauma.
that held a suppressive atmosphere on the mother for a long time, and she
Yeah.
suffered from that. And so you're getting four sides of yourself plus you working on your issues. You see how
Yeah.
profound that can be? And
Yeah.
there, you're talking right to the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Who's hurting who? Who's feeling what now? And then what I can do about it.
Yeah.
What can I do to help?
And it's immediate.
Yeah. If they say we want more communication, and like you talking about your body, what does body need? Well, I
Hmm.
want to move more. I want to go outside and move around more. I
Hmm.
want to swim. You know, what
One
kind of food
snack.
do you like? You know, you need, and all that kind of stuff. And if you've been a strict vegetarian for like 30 years, right? And your will says I want some chicken, you
Mm-hmm.
better goddamn give her some chicken, right? If that's what she wants, give her some chicken because, like, she's been holding the fort for you for your whole life. She's been
Yes.
dedicated her whole life to you.
Yeah.
This is, there is no relationship stronger than this. Your
Yeah.
parents will die or leave you or abuse you. Your husband will die or leave you, abuse you. Your children will go away and leave you, but your spirit, heart, will, and body never leave you. And when that becomes the core of your relationship, when that is what you value the most, is this core relationship between your spirit, heart, will, and body and you, then the stings and arrows of love and loss, romance they don't hurt you anymore. I mean, they hurt. It's like, oh, I want a pain, yes. But your primary love is, I don't want my heart to be hurt. I don't want my spirit or my will to be, suffering because of this person that I got involved with. And I love that person to the moon and back,
Mhm.
but I love myself more.
Yeah.
Huh?
That
I'm
was
going to protect myself because that's who I live and die with.
yeah.
And and you don't have an emptiness of your soul when your soul is your will, your emotional body. When you can fill her with respect and gratitude and kindness and love and treats and joy and play and laughter, you fill her with that. You don't have a hole in your soul anymore. You know what I mean? You don't have a hole in your heart because you can fill it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the understandings.
Well,
And then the other thing, okay, who are you when you do this?
mm,
Who are you? You see, for the first time in your life, you have been the mentor, the teacher, the healer to your own self. You are the queen of the castle. Your word is God to them, and you are now a compassionate queen or king, right? And your body is the kingdom of heaven because these four spirits that we're talking about, the spirit of your spirit, your heart, your will, and your body, those four spirits are the physical manifestation of the four spirits of the Godhead. So you are literally in the place of the throne of the Godhead. You are in the kingdom of heaven as the king or queen. You understand? This is a whole different thing.
Wow.
And if you take it at that level, you can do some tremendous process work with that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
The other thing is protection, self-protection.
Mhm.
If you have, let's say you have a little child and, and you're in the store or something, and some adult walks up to that little child, starts screaming at him, and then smacks your little child, what are you going to do?
Kick his
What would
ass.
you do? Huh? You're going to hit him. You're going to scream. You're going to call the police. You know what I mean? There's going to be blood on the floor if somebody hits my kid. You know what I mean? That's the attitude that you want to have to protect your spirit, heart, will, and body. When you have that attitude, that warrior with a sword always ready, right? When you have that attitude, you become, pretty much unassailable. And the other thing is, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
If you're not in the role of authority,
Someone
then
else.
who is? The outside, right? This is it's so significant, okay? It is the loop, right? Right here. See my arm? That's the skin. That's the skin, right? From the skin in is where I live, right?
Mhm.
And yet all of my wounding comes from the outside in. My
Mhm.
parents, my teachers, my lovers, my failures, it's always outside in. That's where the pain comes from, right? But you can heal from the inside out. But it is this reaching out for authority, the doctor, the healer, the authority, the wisdom keeper, the guru, they're always outside you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
this loops you into yourself. You have this dialogue to yourself. You can heal yourself. You can mentor yourself. You can be the wisdom keeper for yourself, and that's going in. Now, when the spirit that is you, the one that leaves, right, and then comes back, when the spirit is you, is in the driver's seat, right, and you as the spirit are going into your spirit, heart, will, and body. That's an inner loop. You're looping in to do your healing. You're looping in to make connections. You're looping in for love, right? And when this happens, that means that you're going to heal your inner child, right? Your inner child has a feeling of like a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old. There's a feeling there of a 6-year-old and 7-year-old, but you're feeling it now. So you heal it now by going back in time, right? When that happens, when that loop happens, the loop to the past pain, the loop of me healing my past pain, this opens the door now to my future self coming into helping me. This is a game changer, a complete game changer. Because then your future self you've already set the pattern for your present self healing your past self.
Right.
Which opens the door for your future self, because I am right now my past self to my future self.
Exactly.
And that's the loop you want. And that's the loop the government has been trying to fill. When this gets going like that, it is government. Because we take outside of ourselves, we take our authority from outside of ourselves, our help and our assistance and our love and our life and all that kind of stuff, protection and all that kind of stuff from the government, from the structure, from society and all that kind of stuff. That is not the reality at all. It's inner directed, inner guided, inner balanced, inner protected, inner governed. Yeah. It's a whole different game change. And it is this kind of mentality that you're going to create the new world. We're not going to create a better 2.0 government. That's not going to work. Yeah. Any questions? You guys think anything else like that you want to talk about? Because we can keep going here.
Well, let's keep going.
Great. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, this hasn't been on Earth before in this format. It was mentioned about by Christ. He did a little small little section on this. He asked one of the rabbis, and he said, he asked one of the rabbis, what is the greatest commandment? And the rabbi said, to love God with all your spirit, all your will, with your whole spirit, your whole will, and your whole heart, and all your strength, which is the strength of your body. And Christ said, that's right. And to love your fellow man as you love yourself. Okay? Spirit, heart, will, and body, make them whole. And then you can love your fellow man as you love yourself. What I just showed you, you just increased your self-love by 400%. And you're on the way to making your spirit, heart, will, and body whole, complete, unwounded, healed, right? And then from there, you can love your fellow man as you love yourself, because right now you're loving yourself 400 times more when you do this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, there is biblical reference for that kind of, for this.
Ayurvedic or like a Vedic scripture with this too? I know you love.
You ever see there's statues of gods that have 4 faces?
Yeah.
There's statues of God that have 4 arms.
Yep.
The 4 parts of self.
Oh.
Do you ever see them with the 4 arms? There can be many more.
Right.
Okay, here's the other thing. We're told that we're one individuated person, right? I am me, and I'm not the computer, I'm not the tree, I'm not the house, I'm not the sky, I'm not this, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not all this stuff. I'm me, I'm this most exclusive me that I can be. I'm most exclusive, right? And that drives you nuts. And then when you get nuts, your brain splits, and then you become schizophrenic. That means a one person that's got a split brain, right?
Yep.
And then they say, well, that's a mental illness. But on the other hand, the gurus and the sadhus say, "Oh, we're all one."
Yeah. Well, Sasquatch.
Well, you're not all one. You're the most exclusive, not all one that there can be, because that's the way we've been trained in this society. But now you went from being a monophrenic, one mind, one consciousness, to being polyphrenic, right? And yet to go from polyphrenic to go into omniphrenic.
Oh, now.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
You can't be all one unless you at least start off with polyphrenic. And if you can be the higher self of your spirit, that's the God of light, God of light and love. If you can be connected to the great mother, she's the great mother of everything, is connected to everything, right? And the heart of creation, all of creation will fit in your own heart, and you can be one in there, right? So that's how it goes, and in order to do that is you're going to be you're multiple beings, right? All one. I am one with everything. I am one with all beings. I and my brother are one. I and my father are one. You see what I'm saying? In order to do that, you got to break that identity barrier.
Yeah.
Of I'm me. I'm not the tree, and I'm not the bear, and I'm not you know what I'm saying? No, we're all that. We're in the energetically, we're the all one, and this helps a lot to move down the field in that direction of being polyphrenic. And then this other thing is, like, when you look at people, you can see how disconnected they are from their heart, or how long they have been suffering in their body. It's a really good way. It's like astrology, right? You can tell people who are spirit, right? And that's a spirit person because they're just in their head and they're disconnected or whatever, right? And you can see the heart people. There's heart people. You can just say, "Oh, look, that's a heart person. They love everything, and they're just, they're just so full of heart." And will people are like that motherly energy, and lust and passion and fun and joy and sexuality. And then there's the people who are body people. There's people who do athletics and lift weights and goes to the gym, and it doesn't mean that they're not intelligent, because an athletic person can be very intelligent, because the heart body connection, the spirit body connection. So, and you can see how it all goes, right? And like I said, in terms of relationship, we already talked about that, I think, before we started.
Yeah.
My spirit is the man, and my belly is the woman. And if I want to go connect to a woman out here, I have to be sure that my connection between my spirit and my will is in good place, because she's going to represent my will, right? And I'm representing her spirit, and that's the connection that gives you balance, right? And if you don't see that, then you won't see what's coming. If my spirit is not addressing my will at all, that means I've denied my will, or I'm out of touch with my emotional body, and I'm looking for this woman to fill up my will, because I have no connection to my will. I want her to be the feminine. I want her to complete me, because I don't know how to complete myself, you see. And that is a recipe. I mean, no woman wants to complete somebody, you know what I mean? It'd be a stand-in for this hole in their soul. You see what I'm saying? It becomes a usury, wounded child kind of wounded man kind of a thing. But if you understand how these guys work, then you can work out all your relationship stuff.
Yeah.
They're like little children, are all will. They don't have a spirit. They're like, it's just feeling, right? And then you can watch as their spirit slowly comes in, and they become more and more intellectualized and more identity and all that kind of stuff. But if you understand that the children are all will and all heart, then you talk to them differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't try to make them little adults, because you're what do you call it, insecure as a parent. Think, "Oh, I'm going to be the best parent in the world," and you load your children up with all kind of expectations that are not age appropriate and stuff like that. I call ADHD. You know what I call ADHD?
Right.
The perfect parent syndrome.
Oh.
Oh,
Good.
Oh,
Yeah. Mama should look at Mama. Look at Daddy, right? Huh.
Okay.
Okay, we just have a.
Okay, then there's the health issue. We talked about that. The health issue. If you have health issues,
Mhm.
right, for sure, find out what your deepest pain is, and find out if you have like arthritis or fibromyalgia or something like that. Find out what's going on. Who's
Okay.
holding anger? Who's holding resentment? Who's been hurt? Who's you know what I mean? And try to resolve that. Because once you resolve the energy first, then the body will heal, right? You
right.
can try and it if the energy is a thought form, I'm not good enough, right? You can lay on psychic energy and healing and all that kind of stuff from the outside in, and you will give that person relief. But if the thought form is still there, then it's going to come back, or it'll come out in another way, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got to clear off that, I'm not good enough to I am good enough, from I'm not worthy of love to I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of love in this way and that way and this way and that way. That's the second one of the second things that I teach is the judgment and denial release. It's like a snake and a snake bite, right? The
Yeah.
healers heal the snake bite, but if you don't kill the snake, then the snake can bite you again in another way. So
Yeah.
when you have something like I'm not worthy, right? Or I'm not worthy in the eyes of God or something like that. That's the snake. But the feeling is, guilt and shame and depression, or right, and sadness, right? That's the feeling. And you can try to heal that, but until you get rid of that snake that says you're not worthy in the eyes of God, or you're not worthy in the eyes of your father, or something like that. You know what I mean? You're not whatever. Unless you can unless you can get rid of the snake, then you haven't really healed anything, because it's the energy of the words, the person, right? Automatic, subconscious, nonverbal, invisible. You have to see that it was your dad that said that. You have to feel it. You can hear it, and then you can release it, because you say that's not true. That time in my life it was true, but for the rest of my life it's not true. So I'm releasing that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, very good. We're at the end of our show, Michael.
Wow.
Okay.
That went fast.
Went fast, huh?
Yes, everyone's just like, I know they're enjoying it. So thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your wisdom and your love and your
My pleasure.
peace of the heart. And they can reach you at Michael Harrell.
Right. I'm all over Facebook.
Michael.Harrell, HARRELL.1426. And thank you for coming on the Cosmic Oracle Show. Love to.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's so nice.
Thank
to
you
meet
for being
Bless you.
my assistance.
Thank you so
I
much.
loved it. Thank you.
Touch
Thank you so
And
much.
keep going. This stuff gets, this is the beginning of the magic. It gets better.
I love it. We'll have you back on again if we're so lucky.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Take care. Much love to everybody.